Woo! Yeah! Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another great episode of On Air with Pierre. My name is Pierre Castillo, and I am your host. Today, we have a phenomenal show for you. We are talking with Yvette Casares Willis of Texas MassChallenge, and we also have DJ Forrest Houston. Today, we are giving away a pair of tickets to Carrie Underwood concert. She is coming into town this fall, and we've got those tickets for you. We're going to be giving away those right here live on the show. So be sure and share the program and let people know that you're watching On Air with Pierre. We also are talking with our friends from Lunar Rendezvous. So stay tuned and stick around. Don't move, because we are right here live with On Air with Pierre. And welcome once again, ladies and gentlemen. As you know, we are good friends with our friends from Chick-fil-A. And last week, I had the opportunity to attend the VIP night for our friends at Chick-fil-A at Holcombe and Buffalo Speedway. And I got an exclusive an opportunity to talk with Juli Salvagio, the owner-operator, who they just shut down their store for 7 weeks and reopened. And we talked with her on exclusive with On Air with Pierre. Let's take a look. Hello, my friends. I am here with Juli Salvagio, the owner-operator of Chick-fil-A on Holcombe and Buffalo Speedway. How are you, Julie?
I'm great.
So you just celebrated the reopening of your store,
Yes.
Which was amazing. Tell us a little bit about that.
We had a friends and family night. We invited all our team members back. We have about 85 team members. Actually, we just hired 10 more, so it might be a little more. But we invited them in. We gave them their new shirts, and we gave them tours of the space. A lot of these people have been working at other places for like 7.5 weeks, and so it was really exciting to see everyone come back. Lots of hugs, lots of family time, fellowship. We gave some presentations, and we had just food, fun, and fellowship, and we're ready to open
So
tomorrow.
leading up to all of this, you were closed for how long?
We were closed for 7 weeks.
7 weeks.
We were closed first January 12th. We were closed for a month at our back door only. So we were still operational, but we were a little challenged with
Sure.
the back of the restaurant being added onto. And then we officially closed February 1st. And here we are, March 26th. So it took a little longer than expected, but we're really excited. Our team is ready to go.
So Julie, as an business owner, as an entrepreneur, we know that the community, definitely felt the impact of not
Yeah.
being able to come by and grab breakfast, order a catering tray for their
Yeah.
office. But also as a business owner,
Yeah.
you also felt the impact of being closed.
Yes.
And I think that would be sort of a concern for any business
Yeah.
owner. How do you, as being part of the Chick-fil-A brand and being an entrepreneur within such a world-class company,
Mm-hmm.
how did you reconcile the being out of business per se for 7 weeks?
Well, we actually divided up our leadership team. Our top level leader, we have 8 senior directors, and they divided up the team. So each one was responsible for about 10 team members.
Okay.
To stay in touch with them. But before we closed, we met with them individually. We talked to them about their concerns. We found some of them jobs. Some of them wanted to go on vacation or work, with family businesses, or
Sure.
even just stay home and take care of their kids.
Yeah.
And we provided a stipend for all of our team members, depending on what their level was. And we were really blessed to have most of them come back. We've only had a few that have left really because of location or their personal circumstance would not allow them to come back here. So we're really excited. Most of that time, we just chose to bless others. We did some community service together with Blessings in a Backpack. I got the honor of being at our national seminar and received a check for $15,000 from
Wow.
the Chick-fil-A Foundation. And
So something that was presented tonight.
Right. It was presented to me kind of as a surprise, and it was really for me to accept it on behalf of my staff because of the work that they do every day in our dining room. Because we are so close to the medical center, we are often serving guests who are immunocompromised or have special issues or special needs, and so that was an honor that we received, and tonight we dedicated that check to Turn It Gold here at this event. So yeah, it's just been a time of blessing and training. I mean, we just kind of took everybody back to the books, and we trained our trainers, and we trained our directors, and we identified people who wanted advancement in their career, and we've worked with them, and I think everybody's just really excited to come back with a new space and just kind of start fresh.
People talk a lot about the type of service they receive when they go to a Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
That includes your Chick-fil-A, but also any Chick-fil-A that they go to. Tonight at this event, we saw some of your fellow operators that came to support you.
Yes.
And I think when we look at sometimes the franchise world, if you will, there's sort of a competition, and sometimes that borders into maybe not as healthy of a competition, but you guys have a culture in which you have fellow operators that are here supporting you. How does that make you feel?
Oh, it's awesome. And the ladies who were here tonight, I have to point out that they're ladies, because when I came on board to Houston as an operator 14 years ago, I was the only one.
Wow.
We had April DeSisto, who's out in Lake Jackson, but other than April, she was a little far away. It was just me, and now I'm so proud to say that we have 12 female operators in Houston, and we have just bonded, and we make an effort to be together and to celebrate one another and build each other up, and we have a little text going, and when we have issues with operations, we're helping each other solve problems. But the greater operator team, we have a Central Houston team, and then also Houston. We really do support one another. Yes, we're very competitive, and that makes us better, right? Iron sharpens iron, and so it was awesome to see them show up, and I actually didn't know they were going to be here, so that was a nice surprise.
Well, they looked very happy to be here and to support you. And to our viewers, we wanted to take this time to let you find out a little bit about Juli, the person behind this operation that is now back in session.
Yes.
You guys open tomorrow at 10:30 in the morning. They're going to be ready to rock and roll and welcome guests. And we saw the cow here out, earlier, making sure that the message was heard loud and clear that the cows want everybody to eat more chicken.
That's right.
Right. And so, Juli, in closing, we've heard that saying that when you work, when you're passionate about the work that you do, it seems like you never work a day in your life.
Right.
And is that something that you feel certainly applies to your role within the Chick-fil-A world?
For sure. And I told the guests tonight, really the last 6 months, I mean, I've been happy as an operator and for so many years, and I would do it all over again. It is a lot of work, but I feel very comfortable and very just rewarded every day. A lot of what we've been doing specifically in the last year is building a leadership team, and I've focused so much effort on just making connections and letting my team do the work that they've been hired to do.
Sure.
Which has been a challenge because I typically want to be in the mix of it or micromanaging, but I have really forced myself to take some steps back and let them do their thing. And I've just been blessed beyond measure. I mean, the people is why we're here.
Sure.
So it's been a lot of fun. And you saw tonight we had a bunch of raving fans. We have these red plaques that used to be on the walls. For the people who knew about the red plaques, we now have red table markers for the people who, and I mean, I would love one day for these tables to just be covered with red table, but they're tables that are dedicated to people who are like pretty much part of our family. They come almost every day. We know their name, we know their meal that they eat, and even my 92-year-old boyfriend Crawford was here tonight.
Crawford's a legend around
here.
He's
a legend, my cowboy boyfriend. But But anyway, my husband actually came tonight because he wanted to meet Crawford and find out what was going on over here. But it's so much fun, and then when I walk away from the business, it's really not about the numbers or the sales or the profit or the anything like that. And we perform really well, but it's really just about the people and the connections that we make.
Absolutely. Juli, we sincerely wish you the best in your the reopening of your business. And to our folks, you can visit them online and also on Facebook, Chick-fil-A at Holcombe and Buffalo Speedway. Stay tuned for more information from Juli and also this great restaurant. Be in touch. Thank you, Juli.
Thank you.
Every meeting and group event deserves to be at South Shore Harbor Resort. From extravagant to intimate, trust us to make your next business event a success. Perfectly located just 30 miles south of Houston, South Shore Harbor Resort is the largest full-service waterside resort in Southeast Texas. Mixing business with pleasure has its benefits. Our executive chef has created a delicious menu full of the best local ingredients. With upscale, casual, and poolside dining options, there is something for every appetite. Business has never been easier with such amazing choice of meeting spaces that provide a relaxed waterfront setting. Our state-of-the-art amphitheater is perfect for delivering a winning presentation. Swim, float, or paddle up to the poolside bar and enjoy the sun in our amazing 185-foot tropical oasis pool. Or take your time and lounge around in one of the beautiful private cabanas. You're going to sleep well in our luxurious, spacious, and airy rooms, furnished with plush bedding and a maritime theme. Business does not have to be all business while conferencing at South Shore Harbor Resort and Conference Center. Memories made here.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. We loved talking with Juli Salvagio, and I am so excited because I have here with me Yvette Casares Willis of MassChallenge, Texas. Please help me welcome Yvette. Yvette, thank you so much for making some time to come talk with me. We actually go way back, and it's interesting because I think when I think about, we just celebrated 7 years in my business, and prior to that with Chick-fil-A, and we know each other all the way back from Chick-fil-A Kima days, I think, right?
I think so, 2010.
2010, oh my gosh. So I guess we must have met when we were both like 10 or 12 or something.
Right, we were very young.
Yvette, you are with an organization that is doing some phenomenal things. So I want to start off by getting a little bit of information about what MassChallenge is and what it does and who it serves.
Sure. So the big message is we help startups.
Okay.
We're here to support entrepreneurs. And so often you'll see our hashtag is we help startups win, and that's our mission, is to help the value creators, help the entrepreneurs that are solving the world's problems and giving them support. So what we are is the largest global accelerator in the world.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is we have programs in the United States and abroad where we accept applications from startups to be a part of a 4 to 6 month program. In Houston, since we're launching for the first time, we're going to start smaller, a little more conservative, and we're going to do a 6-week boot camp this summer.
Okay.
And so what we do is we provide them with free office space, free mentorship, free introductions to corporate partners, to investors, all the things that they may not be able to do on their own, but we help them do that.
Sure. So a couple of statistics, or kind of one of the biggest statistics that's sort of thrown out there a lot, is that about 90% of businesses don't make it to year 5. And I think for people that have that entrepreneur spirit, that's a scary stat to see, right? And so when you think about an organization that's like an accelerator, are there different organizations that do those things, and how is MassChallenge different from a typical accelerator?
Okay, so there's so many wonderful organizations already established in Texas, specifically Houston and around the world. But
Okay.
I think what I would like to point out and what's different about MassChallenge is we take zero equity from these companies.
Okay.
True typical accelerators will help a business, but they will expect,
Sure. Kind of like what we see on Shark Tank,
yeah,
right?
exactly.
You go and you
we'll
ask
give you
for
this
so
money,
much
but
amount,
you're going to give me this, right?
and typically that's what they often,
Right.
that's their leveraging tool.
Right.
Is they say, well, I can give you this much, but I
Sure.
need more equity.
Sure, and that works too, but we really focus on the startups, and our mission
Right.
is to help them. And so we want to take that out of the equation so that they know there's really nothing in it for us. It's
Okay.
just for them.
Okay.
So we do not take equity from them. And also what sets us aside is we're industry agnostic. So
Okay.
really it's the world's best ideas, and it can be for profit, not for profit. A lot of accelerators might focus on high tech,
Okay.
or they might focus on health tech or fintech, and they're talking, they just want to focus on financial services or
Sure.
medical devices. MassChallenge is industry agnostic, so it's really your business, and whatever industry you're in, you can apply and we'll help you.
Some of the specific requirements for the application process, there's some specific guidelines for that. What are those specific
The two
guidelines?
biggest ones
Okay.
to qualify to fill out an application
Sure.
are you cannot have made $1 million in revenue yet.
So less than $1 million in revenue.
Right.
Okay.
And less than $500,000 in funding.
Okay. And when you say funding, is that from
Investors.
investors?
That's right.
What if you raised money
it-
from friends and family?
That does not count.
Does not count. Okay.
That does not
So
count.
basically, from basically an institution, a bank,
Right. Investors.
it has to be less than 500,000, and then less than $1 million in revenue. What does the process look like? You go and fill out an application, and then
Online.
what happens after that?
So you fill out your application online, and applications will launch on April 10th. That's next Wednesday.
Okay.
And there'll be a first round of online applicants and judging. If the judges feel like you are a startup that's ready to go, we're going to go to round 2, which is a pitch
Okay.
competition, 10 minutes of a live pitch of your company.
And is
then
that in person?
Yes.
Okay.
And it also can be, we have applications from around the world.
Sure.
So it might be a webinar
So somebody
too.
from
Sure.
Israel, somebody
Sure.
from Brazil.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And that's what we want. We want to bring the world's best ideas to Texas
Sure.
to innovate. We want to really be additive to this ecosystem.
Okay.
And that's why we're here.
So now that
Round
you
2,
mentioned Texas, there's a MassChallenge Texas, but this is a global
That's
movement
right.
as well.
So, right. Texas, we started in Austin last year.
Okay.
And we've been in operation in Austin for 1 year.
Okay.
The next place that we came to is Houston.
Houston.
And we will ultimately go to the other big cities in this state.
Sure.
But our headquarters is in Boston.
Okay.
We have a program in Rhode Island. We have a program in Mexico City,
Okay.
Israel,
Wow.
Switzerland.
So this is really global.
Yeah, our network spans the globe. And so we feel that is another advantage that differentiates us, is because we can connect you to other places where we're in the ecosystems already.
Sure.
The innovation ecosystems.
So after the round 2, we were talking about earlier is the panel decides these are the folks that are going to go
Yes,
to
the
the next
25
round.
companies that will be in the cohort.
Okay, 25 companies.
Yep, we're going to take 25 companies for 2019.
Okay.
And they will office with us at Green Street downtown. Our office is
Oh,
1313 Main Street. It's ready for us to move in today.
Wow.
It's all coming so quickly, but it's so exciting. These are exciting times in Houston.
Yeah, so maybe we're gonna have to come out and take a look and
Yes,
do a little
please.
tour and
Please do.
get our viewers to see the new office
Please
space.
do.
If you guys are just now tuning in, we're talking with Yvette Casares Willis of Texas MassChallenge Texas. We're gonna take a short commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about an upcoming event that they have, the launch of their Houston initiative, and an event that the mayor is going to be participating in, and they're looking forward to it. So stick around, don't come back. We'll be right back. Being in the event and marketing space, looking your best is key. That's why I'm glad to be using the personal styling services of Macy's at Baybrook Mall. The services of Macy's My Stylist are complete and can offer you a personal shopper to guide you through it all. You're going to be getting the latest trends in fashion from the top brands. You'll go through a custom fitting that will allow your stylist to pull a line of options for your review. And the best part is, it's a complimentary service provided by Macy's. That's right, no charge for the service. And if fashionable trends isn't what you're looking for, you can always visit their beauty department for the latest in makeup and fragrances. So don't wait any longer and let a Macy's stylist take your look to the next level. You'll be glad you did. To schedule your appointment, call Michael Haddock at 409-370-3294 or book online at macys.com/mystylist. We are back, ladies and gentlemen, and at this time I do want to take a moment to acknowledge and thank our sponsors for the show that make this possible, our friends at South Shore Harbor Resort and Conference Center, and our friends at Macy's at Baybrook Mall, who give me a brand new outfit every single time we have a show. And I am here talking with Yvette Casares Willis of MassChallenge, Texas. Yvette, so we talked a little bit about the process, but there's some more. So the 25 companies are selected for the cohort will then undergo a 6-week process.
Right.
Tell me a little bit about that.
So they'll get 6 months of free rent.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
In our beautiful new space at Green Street.
Okay.
That's huge. We feel like, that's a lot of worry for the
Yes,
startups.
you don't know where,
Right, and it helps them financially.
Sure.
Mentorship with our corporate partners.
Okay.
Asking questions to people who run huge enterprises, how they should do their business, what their next move is.
Sure.
Office hours with skilled professionals. Convening with the other companies.
Sure.
We find that being together, you're in the same boat
Yep.
with the same people, how you can be a resource to one another.
Like a brain share almost,
Yeah,
right?
well,
Being able to
it's almost
collaborate.
like your colleagues. Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. It's a constant think tank.
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
They're there
okay.
to figure out how they're what their next move is, right? And we will showcase them and highlight them and present them to the local ecosystem, the Texas ecosystem.
Okay.
And then after that, we'll do a closing ceremony, and we'll do it again next year.
Nice. And this is the first time that this is taking place in Houston.
That's right.
Y'all are moving to 1313 Green Street, and you have an event that's coming up to kind of just launch the whole initiative, the whole thing here in Houston. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes. So next Wednesday,
Okay.
April the 10th, from 6 to 8 p.m. down at the Four Seasons. They've been so wonderful to work with.
Sure.
We are doing our launch.
Okay.
We are going to announce to this local Houston ecosystem that we're here.
Sure.
And we're ready to be additive to make an impact. We think that Houston is got all the ingredients to be an amazing place to start businesses and stay and keep our investors here and just really thrive. So we'll have city officials, we'll have corporate partners, we'll have startups, we'll have everybody that really has an interest in
Celebrate
this.
the launch.
Yeah, well, entrepreneurs and all the people that believe in it will be there. It's free.
Okay.
It's open to the public.
what I was just about to ask.
But you have to go follow us on social media
Okay.
so that you can request the ticket to get in, because once it's at capacity,
Sure.
we just can't.
So how can folks do that?
Facebook,
Okay.
MassChallenge Texas, Twitter.
Okay.
Yeah, you can find it. It's an Eventbrite.
So you can go to Facebook or you can go to Twitter and look up MassChallenge Texas and be sure and RSVP and request a ticket to attend this event. It is for free. It's going to include city officials and, of course, the big launch of your initiative down here in Houston. Yvette, any closing thoughts? I want to say that when businesses when entrepreneurs take on the challenge of starting a business, it's tough.
Scary,
It's
yeah.
tough and it's scary. And what a great time for us to talk, because you're launching something in Houston,
right,
that I think is going to definitely make a positive difference for particularly for those 25 companies that are going to be in that cohort. And we certainly look forward to following up and seeing how the value that they've gotten from your organization. And anything else that you want to add?
Well, no, I just want to say thank you.
Sure.
For having me.
Of course.
These are exciting times.
Yes.
For Houston.
Sure.
I feel this momentum. Being in this new industry, my background is professional sports.
Correct. Correct.
I really took a leap because I really believe in what the mission is.
Sure.
To help the entrepreneurs.
Right.
To help them win, to help them succeed. And so we will provide the support. I'm the director of partnerships, so
okay.
I would be remiss not to thank my partners
sure.
for believing in us, for adding value to help these startups.
What kind of partners, now that you've touched on that, what kind of partners do you typically seek out to help
sure.
with the program?
Well, we believe in order to create a real cohesive ecosystem, we have to do private and public funds.
Sure.
So we have some government support. The city of Houston's been really great to us, Central Houston, Greater Houston Partnership. But we've also gotten a lot of support from our corporate partners.
Okay.
Our corporate partners love getting to startups. Startups love getting to the corporate partners. So we're the bridge, right?
Sure.
And without having their knowledge, their financial contribution, the program wouldn't exist. We're a nonprofit.
Sure.
The business model is unique in itself, but
right.
we really depend on not only just for the money, right? But for their engagement.
Right. Their level of influence.
It's equally important to me to find
sure.
a partner that can provide us mentorship,
sure.
that can provide us expertise on a certain, maybe it's a law firm, right?
Sure.
That can come teach them about IP rights or everything that they need to stand up their business. And so we have BHP on board.
Okay.
We have USAA, Southwest Airlines, WeWork, Midway. We've got so many. We've got
well, of course you do. You're the director of partnerships.
No, I mean, if anybody wants to be involved in MassChallenge,
sure.
MassChallenge Texas, specifically in Houston and Austin, from the startup to the corporate, they can reach me.
Okay.
And they can contact me because we need everybody to be involved. And I know sometimes your time is very valuable
Absolutely.
because there's not enough hours in the day.
Sure.
But if you can provide, 4 hours a month to really engage with our programs, we really welcome that.
Nice. Yvette, I want to thank you so much for taking the time. We know that time is valuable, and we're excited about y'all coming to Houston, and we're excited about your upcoming event, and we wish you the best. I look forward to following up and letting our viewers know all the great things that you guys are doing down here in Houston.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We're going to take a short commercial break, and when we come back, we're talking with DJ Forrest, my good friend DJ Forrest, who's got a pair of tickets to Carrie Underwood. And you can, I think you can still enter. I don't know, I'm gonna have to go back in the green room and check, but we're gonna be picking a winner right here live on the show. So stay tuned, share it with your friends, let them know how much fun you're having, and don't move, because we are right here live on Air with Pierre. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here on Air with Pierre, and I have the pleasure of welcoming a good friend, but also one of the top-rated Houston DJs in the city of Houston, Please help me welcome DJ Forrest. Yeah.
What's up, Pierre?
Forrest, how you doing?
Doing great.
It's so good to see you, man. So,
yeah, you too.
We also go way back. I think you DJ'd my prom. Is that
I did.
right?
That's yeah. We met way back then.
And that was if I'm not mistaken, we're gonna have to give a big shout out to Mary Wasey because she was the class sponsor. So, but if I'm not mistaken, the San Luis at that time was in the process of being built, or because I remember them telling us you're gonna be like the second event here in the San Luis, the convention center, the brand new convention center. That was 2004. Man, I'm aging myself here. So
you moved the prom from. You upgraded LaPorte's prom dramatically, and they haven't gone down since. So, kudos to you for that.
Thank you, Forrest. So, walk me through for our viewers that may not know who DJ Forrest is, and kind of what you've been passionate about for the last 10, 15, 20 years, and let us get to know you a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. I launched my company way back in 1999, doing small parties. Just make some side money, have a good time, and then it just kept growing and growing and growing and growing. And then I said, you know what, this can actually turn into something. So that's when I built my websites and all that kind of stuff back around 2000, 2001 is when I really started taking it more seriously. Then I started getting into weddings and doing more corporate stuff, and it's just grown. And now I've started winning awards, and started receiving all these accolades, and so I just kept growing. And now 2019, I've decided to ramp everything up. I mean everything, social media, new book. We'll talk about that.
Okay.
I have a track coming out. Hopefully, it's going to release.
A track. Oh my gosh.
It'll be an album ultimately, but I'm going to start with just one track and just test the waters because I've never done any producing type stuff. But why not?
So DJing, it's an interesting industry or job or line of work, if you will, because I think there's a lot of people out there that want to become a DJ, or maybe they're not quite sure how to do it, or they maybe just boil it down to having some sound and some speakers and stuff like that. But you really understand that DJ is an art and a science, sort of blended. But a combination of really being able to transform the environment that you're in into what a celebration becomes, what people really enjoy, where memories are made, right? How has that been part of the formula that you've used in everything from weddings to parties to clubs that you've been to? What does that look like for you?
To break it down to the smallest factor that I think would separate me from your average DJ just starting out is I manage every single detail down to a T, almost to a level of perfection. Like I make sure the way the event's set up. When I'm dealing with the clients, I make sure that the photographers are ready before I make major announcements. All these types of very small, minor details that the average person wouldn't be thinking about are the things that come together to make a complete event, and that's kind of why I wrote this book is this book it's a short read, but
you can show it to the cameras right here.
If you are if you're just a guy just starting out, or a DJ just starting out, this book can keep you busy for about a year because to implement everything in here to kind of get your business going, it just takes a while. This is an industry that you're going to have to legitimately work at for 5 to 6, 7 years before you start getting traction to really build your name. It just takes that long. But once you get there, then it's like a snowball. Then you get referrals coming from everywhere, and everyone wants you, and so that's why I've got 7 other DJs when I can't be available, and I've got 5 photo booths, and so we handle all types of events.
So this book, how long have you been working on it?
I actually wrote this book, or a version of it, back in 2009.
Okay.
And it was real rough, but I just kind of built it, put a website out there, and then in 2019 I took that book and just completely refreshed it for 2019 because everything's totally different now.
Sure.
So this is a refreshed 2019 modernized version of it's called Mobile DJ Handbook: Techniques, Tips, and Strategies for Growing a Business. This can be good for someone who's already in business as a DJ or someone just completely starting out, because one of the things I talk about in there is how to start a DJ business with no money.
I'll tell you, one of the things I love is easy reads, right? I try to be an avid reader, but we get busy and stuff, and so we don't get to do as much reading as we'd like. However, this is an awesome easy read because I think you could knock this out. Now the nice thing about this is that there's over 20 years of experience that's been boiled down into this book, and for somebody that's starting off, I think what better way to sort of circumvent or get through some of those shortcuts than by somebody else that's already did all that trial and error.
The interesting thing is I sold when I made my book in 2009. I didn't really put a lot of effort into trying to sell it. I just put a website up and didn't really think much of it, but I sold about 100 or 200 of them back then.
Wow.
And a DJ just reached out to me last week and said, hey, I saw you're putting out a new book. How can I get it? And I just sent it to him for free and he said, you really helped me start my business, and that really made my day, because there's a guy out in Dallas that has a flourishing DJ company that started as a result of my book in 2009, and here we are 10 years later, and he still remembers me. So
I love that feeling and that attitude that you have of sharing your top performing secrets, if you will, with. There's plenty of parties and celebrations and business to go around, and that's. I think that's something to be said about leading by example, right? Being able to say, like, hey, you know what? Like, I want to have as many good, competent DJs out there running, their business successfully, because that gives a good names to DJs.
And there's a lot of people that say, why do you do that? Why do you do that? You're going to create your own competition. I'm like, there's enough business to go around. There's so many different shows, so many parties. I want to build DJs,
right? Because
then I can hire them. I can use them to go do an event for me once I feel they're ready.
Even though that's true, you have had the opportunity to work with some of the top brands, from global brands, Texas brands, Houston brands. You've done parties for Microsoft, for Shell. You've done stuff for NASA, Chick-fil-A. You've worked with some really high performing brands. What does that look like for you?
It's on a whole nother level, because they expect. I'm really good with big brands because of my attention to detail and perfection. I make sure that my music is very clean. I just intuitively know how to read a crowd and read a particular event. I know what to play during background time, during listening time, during party time. And so these companies, when you're a Microsoft, you don't want to just hire just anyone. You want to make sure that you've completely vetted. And
absolutely.
So I've developed a brand within Xceptional DJ's company, to where I'm kind of the go-to guy when these big organizations are looking for somebody top notch. And so the Twitters of the world and stuff, put their trust in me, and it's a whole other level of stress. It's you're dealing with AV companies a lot of times where I'm not even using my gear. I'm plugging into AV. So there's a lot of logistical things, but we just make it happen. I'm a master of just making it happen. That's what we do. You know that. So are you.
So one of the things that you've done this year, sort of as a way to get engaged with your fans, with your followers, is doing ticket giveaways to some of the hottest events that are happening. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, you just gave away a pair of tickets to opening day for the Astros.
Yeah, the interesting thing is my company's called Xceptional DJs, and I'd never had a separate brand for DJ Forrest online.
Sure.
So I launched DJ Forrest Houston as a standalone Facebook page in January.
Okay.
And in order to help promote it, I teamed up with a partner of mine, Bradford Insurance Agency. We started doing giveaways. We gave away Cardi B tickets, George Strait tickets, Pink tickets, and we just gave away opening day tickets. We had Jeff Blum come in and actually, give a shout out to us. So we're having businesses start to reach out to me. People are reaching out and they want to get involved in this thing. So, I may expand it, who knows? But I love the ticket giveaways because we're able to engage with our fans, and then we're able to give them something completely awesome.
Absolutely.
And these tickets are not cheap.
And speaking of awesome,
and we're giving some tickets away live today too. So
wow, we've got some tickets to give away live that we're going to be doing at the end of the program. So we're going to be giving away a pair of tickets. Forrest, a couple of quick things to wrap up. You've done a lot of bookings, and you've been you just launched the book, got a lot of projects in the pipeline. What's in the future for Forrest? What are you looking at for the next couple of years and the next 5-10 years? What does that look like for you?
Well, now that my kids are getting a little bit older, now I can start to travel more outside of just the Houston market. I want to start doing more stuff in Austin and San Antonio, and then expanding even outward. And then, depending on how my tracks go, I may do some bigger type shows and performances and stuff like that. So I'm just going to keep growing and seeing where it takes me, kind of expand out of market and just grow this thing. Why not?
Nice. Well, we appreciate you taking the time to come and talk to us. You're definitely one of the most popular DJs that I know of, and it's great when I talk to a client or a colleague or somebody that's used you for an event, and they're like, "Oh, DJ Forrest is awesome, and he was phenomenal." And we believe that all of that is just the attention to the detail that you just talked about, paying attention to customer service, and almost we use sort of this term a lot internally, but we say if there's a way that you can underpromise and overdeliver, you're always going to win with that client. And what we see sometimes is often, whether it's companies small or big, they sometimes, to lure you in, they like to overpromise and then they end up under-delivering. And so I always tell my team, if you just flip that formula around, we are going to be able to engage clients and fans from a long-term perspective and have a great relationship with them. And that's clearly something that you've prioritized as part of your formula. And so we sincerely wish you the best. If people want to get in touch with you, how can they do that? If they want to get connected,
you'll go on my Facebook page at DJ Forrest Houston. That has 2 R's.
Okay.
Or Instagram at DJ Forrest Houston.
Okay.
And that's the main place you'll find me. Or DJForrestHouston.com. The book has its own website. It's mobiledjhandbook.com. It's available on Amazon Prime and also Amazon Kindle.
Okay.
mobiledjhandbook.com.
Okay, perfect. So get connected with DJ Forrest. We're going to take a commercial break, and be sure and share this live stream so you can let your friends know that today they can win a pair of tickets to Carrie Underwood's concert. She's coming to the Toyota Center, I believe, in the fall. And you and a friend could be sitting at that venue watching Carrie Underwood perform live right here in Houston. We're going to take a short commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to talk to our friends from Lunar Rendezvous, and stick around because we've got those pair of tickets to give away right here on Air With Pierre.
Every meeting and group event deserves to be at South Shore Harbor Resort. From extravagant to intimate, trust us to make your next business event a success. Perfectly located just 30 miles south of Houston, South Shore Harbor Resort is the largest full-service waterside resort in Southeast Texas. Mixing business with pleasure has its benefits. Our executive chef has created a delicious menu full of the best local ingredients. With upscale, casual, and poolside dining options, there is something for every appetite. Business has never been easier with such amazing choice of meeting spaces that provide a relaxed waterfront setting. Our state-of-the-art amphitheater is perfect for delivering a winning presentation. Swim, float, or paddle up to the poolside bar and enjoy the sun in our amazing 185-foot tropical oasis pool. Or take your time and lounge around in one of the beautiful private cabanas. You're going to sleep well in our luxurious, spacious, and airy rooms, furnished with plush bedding and a maritime theme. Business does not have to be all business while conferencing at South Shore Harbor Resort and Conference Center. Memories made here.
Thank you so much for tuning in. We have had such a good show, but it's only going to get better because I have here with me in the studio my friends from Lunar Rendezvous. Please help me welcome Michelle Holland and Kim Woods. Yeah. How are you ladies doing today?
Good. How are you?
So you're Michelle.
I am.
And you are Kim. And you guys have been involved with Lunar Rendezvous for how long? Tell us a little bit about how you ended up getting involved and what Lunar Rendezvous is all about.
Okay. I've been involved since around 2014. A good friend of mine had put a bunch of posts out there, and I saw all the different activities that she was involved in, and I got in touch with her and kind of found out how do I get involved in it.
Okay.
And so then I've kind of been hooked ever since.
Wow.
Yes.
This is my first year.
Okay.
And I am serving as their publicity person.
Sure.
So I got involved because of this one.
It's good to have good
So
friends.
y'all are friends.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, that's certainly a good thing.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about Lunar Rendezvous.
Sure. Lunar Rendezvous has been around since 1964. So it's one of the oldest and largest nonprofit organizations in the Bay Area. Basically, in the summer, we host a series of fun festival events. We have a dining night, we have a golf event, we have an incredible fashion show.
Okay.
And it's through all these events that we raise money for the community. Just in the past 10 years, and mind you, we're 54 years old, in the past 10 years, we have been able to give away $1 million in need-based college scholarships to allow kids in the area to go to college.
Wow.
Yeah, so...
And is that, those scholarships go to a specific geographic area? How is that determined?
So they're need-based, and
Okay.
they go to students in the Clear Creek ISD system.
So CCISD.
CCISD.
And they are need based, so
Correct.
there's an application process,
Right.
But it's open to anybody that resides within the CCISD school boundaries.
Correct, correct. The counselors within the schools
Sure.
kind of turn us onto them and get us the information for them, and they fill out an application. But yeah, in just the past 10 years, we've done over $1 million in scholarships that we've
Wow.
been able to award.
Okay.
So, and then in addition to our scholarships, we also serve as a funding source for dozens of other local charities. We help the Bay Area Habitat for Humanity.
Yes.
Bay Area Houston Ballet and Theater, just to name a few. The Assistance League, I could kind of go on, but so we serve as
Assistance leagues. Yeah, we
Assistance
had
League.
Assistance League here a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, great
And so
organization.
when you guys fund another organization, does that nonprofit apply? Is it a multi-year? What does that look like?
Each year they have to apply.
Okay.
If you go to our website, lunarrendezvous.org,
Okay.
there are applications that other nonprofits will fill out and turn back in to us. And but whenever they turn in their applications, what they're asking money for has to be either giving back
Sure.
to the youth in some way, some sort of an educational program, something along those lines. They have
Okay.
to let us know what's.
And so when that program or when that application takes place, it's good for that year that you fund that organization, and then they have to reapply every single year.
Correct.
And so there's
Correct.
years where you have multiple organizations or less or more.
Yes.
Is that is there a growing need from, do y'all see more applications come through than y'all have in the past? What does that look like?
Each year we get tons of different applications.
Sure.
We have some that we've given to year after year, but every year we get different ones. And not only do we do the scholarships and help other nonprofits, but we also serve as a philanthropic organization.
Okay.
With a focus on developing future leaders and educating them in volunteerism.
Okay.
And that's where the royal court comes in.
Okay.
Whenever Lunar Rendezvous first, came about, there was no royal court. It was several years into it where organizers, thought to themselves, how can we bring in the youth of our community?
Sure.
And help teach them about giving back to
Sure.
their community. And that's where the royal court came in.
Okay.
So to be a royal court member, you have to be in your junior year of high school. There again, you have to apply for that also, so you have to be an outstanding junior.
Okay.
And then once you are selected and invited to be part of the court, the kids get together and are broken off into groups, and they have to choose some way to give back to the community. For example, we've had groups who help with pet adoptions through the Bay Area Pet Second Chance Pets.
Okay.
So, or they'll help with Habitat for Humanity. They'll help with fundraising for Habitat for a new home for someone.
Okay.
So the kids have to give back in some way.
Sure.
And that's
So the word lunar is of the moon,
Yes.
Correct.
and rendezvous. So walk me through what the name makes. Because right, like if somebody
Yeah,
hears
no,
lunar
you're right.
rendezvous, they're like, The what? The moon? What? Like,
Right.
what is this? A party?
So-
like, what's going on?
Yeah,
It's a festival.
it is. It's a lot of fun.
So back in the 60s, obviously, we are a space city.
Sure, of course.
So back in the 60s, the big push in the area was to get us to the moon.
Oh, okay.
So in 1966, Gemini 6 and Gemini 7
Okay,
were shot off into space.
sure.
And it was the first successful rendezvous between two space capsules. And
Okay.
they got so close to each other. Soviet Union had already done it, and they got sort of close to each other, about 19 miles apart, and that was kind of on accident. Ours was very purposeful.
Right.
They got so close to one another, if the capability had been there for them to dock to each other, they could have.
Wow.
And all of that was to help prepare us for landing on the moon, because
Okay.
multiple capsules were sent up to
Sure.
get to the moon.
Okay.
And they needed the capability to get from one to the other, to rendezvous with one another. So
Oh.
there you go.
So
It's,
that's
it's
the,
the
so there's
lunar
for our
rendezvous.
viewers. Now you understand where Lunar Rendezvous comes from, right?
Right.
And so there's a series of festival that takes place throughout the summer, and you
Correct.
guys have an
So cool.
upcoming like a kickoff event or some sort of. Tell me about that.
So we have a kickoff event this Sunday.
Okay.
And it's where we do a couple things. We award the distribution of funds.
Okay.
So monies that were raised last festival are awarded to the people that get them, the scholarships, other nonprofit community, other nonprofit organizations.
Okay.
We also have a king
Okay.
that is revealed, and it is typically it's a gentleman in the community that has given back. We've had astronauts. We've had Greg Smith, CCISD
Yes,
superintendent.
he was on the show
Yep.
as well.
Yep. So it's some gentleman in the community
Sure.
that has just gone above and beyond. So that's always exciting, because it's a big secret until Sunday that who it is.
Right.
And we also announced the court at that time. So it's a great way to kick off the season. And then we have all sorts of amazing events. We have a dining night. We're actually going to be working with Merlion. I don't know if y'all are familiar
Yes.
with that. We
Merlion.
love it.
Seabrook, right?
Yes.
Yeah, totally love
Yes.
it. So we're having a dining event there. We
Okay.
have a huge fashion show. I think probably about 600 women, some men, on a Tuesday, come out to the San Louis down in Galveston
Yes.
Convention Center, and we have a spectacular fashion show.
We were just talking with the DJ that we were the second. Our prom was the second event at the St.
Oh my
Louis.
gosh.
Yeah.
And our prom was like May, like the first weekend of May or something.
Yes.
And they had initially told us that the venue was going to be finished by January.
Okay.
And then they called back like in October and said it's not going to be ready by January.
Oh.
It's not going to be until March. And so we were like sweating bullets
I
because
bet.
we're like
Close.
from March to May, and then get this, because it gets even better. Then they called and they said, we have an additional 30 days. We have to wait for the permits, blah, blah,
Oh,
blah.
no.
And there's some things that we can't load in until we've gotten some official yada, 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 yada. And so the actual official open for business date was like
Right.
April the 20-something. Like how close, right? And so I mean, we were like right there,
Y'all were
and
sweating
I mean, we
bullets.
showed up, and there was like there was some dust still settling
Yeah,
from.
I bet.
So the lady told us, we said the lady from the venue, she said we've had one other, it was a corporate meeting during the day that happened 2 or 3 days ago, and then you guys are the second event. And I'm like, oh, thank God, because I was
I
the
bet.
class
I can
president,
only imagine.
and I would have been like lynched if we're like, hey guys, we don't really have a venue for our prom.
Yeah.
Change of plans.
Can you
Correct.
imagine? Oh gosh.
Yes.
Yeah, well, we have tons of events that we want the community to be a part of.
Okay.
So they can go on to our website.
Okay, what is that?
Which is lunarrendezvous.org.
Okay.
And you can purchase tickets online there.
Okay.
You can also become a sponsor.
Okay.
We depend on our corporate sponsors
Sure.
to put these events on and to help us, and we get a great response. But we can always use more.
Of course.
And so you can go there and find that.
Okay.
And just Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I know you mentioned the fashion show. Like,
Yes,
all the
so
ladies
fun.
go to that. But our first big event is going to be at Top Golf.
Okay.
So it's focused on all the guys. We do have auctions, by the way, at each of our events, and our auction items kind of are going to be focused around what the event is.
Sure.
So just to let you know that there's more to
So
the
all
event
of
than-
these events, do they have like event captains, or do y'all sort of have
Good
to
question.
oversee all of? Because that's it sounds from everything you just talked about, that's a pretty busy summer.
Yes.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Chairperson for each event.
Okay.
or
So-
chair people.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm the general chairman, kind of over the whole entire festival.
Sure.
And then I have really good friends. Like, so would you
I know.
please, would you please be my event chair
Sure.
for publicity or for the fashion show? We have a coronation ball, which is kind of the wrap up of everything.
Right.
So yeah, these are all huge events that have their own event chairman that work tirelessly to make
Sure.
it successful.
Wow.
So-
that sounds like you have to have different chair people
You
for the
have
different
to,
events, and
totally.
it sounds like y'all are doing some great stuff. We're talking with our friends from Lunar Rendezvous, who have a packed summer full of events,
Yep.
including from Top Golf to fashion shows to an event at Merlion, which is delicious, by the way. I love going to Merlion.
Totally love it.
And you can get connected with them at lunarrendezvous.org, so you can become a sponsor, get involved, volunteer. They're always looking for people to help them out. And ladies, I want to thank you for coming to spend some
you.
time and talking with us.
Yes, thank you. Could I also have you, if you want to follow us, we
Yes.
are on Facebook,
Of course.
Twitter, and Instagram.
You heard it right there on Facebook and on Instagram and all the
And
social
Twitter,
media
yeah.
channels. And don't forget that we are giving away a pair of Carrie Underwood tickets. Before we do that, we're going to go to our last commercial break. And when we come back, we're giving away those pair of tickets. So don't move, tell your neighbor, and share the video out and let people know that you're watching On Air with Pierre. We'll be right back.
There you go. Awesome. Thank you.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank all of our amazing guests for today's show. Yvette Casares Willis with MassChallenge Texas, DJ Forrest Houston, and our friends from Lunar Rendezvous. Be sure and tune in next week. We have a very, very cool show. We welcome Mr. Carl Joyner, the mayor of the city of Kemah, and more. And we also have some more prizes to give out. But today, we're excited to be giving away Carrie Underwood tickets. And DJ Forrest has gone through a sophisticated selection process. I see you on Excel. We saw him like doing like ding, 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 and all this stuff. And so we're ready to announce the winner of the pair of tickets to Carrie Underwood. And the winner is
Priscilla Acosta.
Priscilla Costa. Congratulations. Thank you guys so much, and be sure and tune in next week. This has been a great show with On Air with Pierre. Bye-bye.